we've worked in August and September to bring more volume into Gaza. What we've managed to do as the World Food Programme was to bring around 45% of all the staple food into Gaza, but that is not enough. It was not actually also comprising some of the fresh food that was relying on the commercial, but now with the ceasefire, it opens the way for scale, for reach, and ensure that both humanitarian assistance as well as commercial is actually flooding the area. That is paramount. The fact that you had the hostages being released, the fact that the actual implementation of the ceasefire is now taking shape, it's not just a question of readiness. We've managed since the 5th of October to actually reinstate 10 industrial bakeries into central and south of Gaza. It's practically 500,000 people being covered now with bread. But that is not enough. We should actually have 30s up and running. Our nutrition centers that we are supporting is reaching, again, pregnant and breastfeeding women. UNICEF is also reaching children below 5, but not at the scale that is sufficient. So that's why now we are contemplating, and we will pursue to make sure that everything now goes at scale. So what we managed to do over the last 2 months was bringing more volumes, and it actually had direct implication related to some of the access to food. On average, in September, late September, families in Gaza had again access to 2 meals. They used to have only 1 meal in July. I was, by the way, in Gaza City on the 6th of October, and what was actually there, again, a dire situation, pre-ceasefire, is that you had the crossing in the north that was totally closed, and the goods were not moving again to Gaza City. As we speak, Al Rashid Road is open again. Goods can actually move again to Gaza City, but for that, once again, having 2 meals per day after 2 months of war is not sufficient, because a meal, it needs to have the proper diversity. So we need to have not only the fact that the staple food is getting in, but people having access to that food. The World Food Programme, what remains a priority is all crossings to be open, is actually to ensure that on the matter of law and order, this is where the international community and the current discussion that took place in Sharm el-Sheikh needs to make sure that they are also having their own role and responsibility related to that. Us as humanitarian, what remains a priority is all the basic services and the basic supports to the population. Relief is so adamant to reach people. The conditions are so dire into Gaza that still speaking about access to water, access to food, access to health, and access to a shelter is still a priority. And sadly, given the condition on the ground, they will remain for, I believe, a long period. That's why we believe that the ceasefire opens the way for a scale up, but it's just the beginning related to a proper recovery. So we are expecting actually a maximum of crossing. We don't want to start to actually put numbers. What is so adamant is that you have all the different capacity to reach population where they are. That it is in Keren Shalom, that it is in Kisufim, that it is Zikim, that is West Erez, or that it is also Kani or even Rafah. Any crossings need to be open, so like that from all the different entry points into Gaza, we can reach population.